Hello, today we'll be going over the problem The Bucket List in the 2018 December Bronze Contest. So a brief overview of the problem is that Farmer John is milking N cows, N being most 100, and these cows will be milked from time S of I to T of I. And so during this time a cow can use B of I buckets, and the goal of the problem is to find the total number of buckets Farmer John will need to milk all his cows. So obviously you can't use a bucket at the same time twice. So if two cows need a bucket, if two different cows need a bucket, then you'll need to use two buckets. But if a cow is finished with a bucket, then you can use a bucket for a different cow. So if we visualize the problem, just write down the input. So we are given that N is 3, and so that means we have 3 cows, and the first cow takes from sorry, I'm using trackpad. So we're given that the first cow takes, the first cow's milking takes from time 4 to time 10 and will require 1 bucket. The second cow will take from time 8 to time 13 and will require 3 buckets. And the third cow will take from time 2 to time 6 and will require 2 buckets. So if we visualize this, let's say we have like so let's just say this is T, and so if we want to like visualize this, the first cow will take from time 4 to 10, so I can write it like that. And then the second cow will take from time 8 to 13, but this cow will take 3 buckets, so instead of writing 1, I'm going to write 3. And then for the third cow, will take from times 2 to 6, and it's going to be 2 buckets, so I'll write 2. So and then essentially the solution of the problem is just we have to find the maximum number of buckets in use at any time. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add up all the buckets in use at each time. So time 1 is 0, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 1, 4, 4, 4, 3, 3, 3. So if you look here, time 4 is the greatest number, and that is basically our answer. So the solution is just we're going to simulate this with an array, and the time constraints can be ignored. It's pretty low, n is pretty small. So we'll just get coding. I'm going to declare an array size 1005 because the time can be at most 1000. And we'll just add an extra 5 just in case. So, okay, so right here I'm just going to take in the input, and then here I'm going to be using a technique called prefix sums, which is not a bronze topic, it's a silver topic, but it's, I guess just learning this at advanced is pretty handy, so I'll just try to show what this is basically doing. I guess let's just imagine these are the indices of an array, and in the input we're given that 4 through 10 will be using 1 bucket. So what I'm going to do is at 4 I'm going to put 1, and then at 10 I'm going to be putting a -1 because wait, let me check if so since the first cal will finish at 10, we'll put a -1 here, and then we'll move on for the second cal. 8 through 13 is 3, so we'll put a 3 at 8 and a -3 at 13. And then finally for the last cal, it's 2 through 6 is 2, we'll put a 2 at 2 and then a -2 at 6. And so what we're going to end up with is an array like this: 2, 1, -2, 3, -1, -3. And then at the end, all we have to do is add up everything as we move forward. So if it's like 0, 0, this is just an example, then and then we like perform the prefix sum, we'll get 0, 1, 1, 3, 2, 0. And yeah, basically it's not going to change much, as the array size can be most at 1000 for this problem, but you know, as you move on to problems that have larger inputs, then prefix sums are necessary. And yeah, so I'm basically just going to be doing this process in my code. And obviously you don't have to do it like this for bronze problems. You can just simply add in 1 instead of using a prefix sum, but you know, just to make it a little faster. Yeah, so right here I'm just performing the calculations for the prefix sum, where I'm just going to be adding onto the current element the previous element, so that, you know, we get this sort of action going. And then yeah, here I'm just going to be calculating the maximum or the answer as we move forward. Oh, we also need to do input. So just because I used a new concept, I'll just show you guys another way of doing it. Without using prefix sums, we can also simply just, I guess, go and yeah, basically what we're doing here is we're just gonna like loop through from S to T and add on the number of buckets required, and we're doing the same thing with a prefix sum, except it's going to take slightly longer, but since the problem has very small constraints, it won't really make a difference. Yeah, so that is the bucket list. Thank you for watching.